H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Chris Walker and Jim Hicks. Wow, God, call Chris' name first. Uh, Coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And then maybe the reason I'm calling Chris Walker because he's on TV tonight. He's calling some game tonight. He didn't tell me the exact game, but I know he's on the air tonight. Proud of him. Really proud of all y'all, man. There's so much stuff going on in the community. Jimmy got a cigar that's out. I mean, people just doing. So I got some things that's coming up short soon. So it's just so, and I like to share the things that y'all have. Coming up in y'all life. You know, I always like to share it. I mean, this platform, shout out to Morris Parsons and that group over there. The first time I've ever, and he's on the show right now. Before I go there, let me shout out to my starting five first. Starting five, then I'll tell you the story about Morris. I like for us to know our history. Starting five today is on Women Rock Wednesday. Hold up. Wait a minute. I don't see no women yet. So we'll just talk till some women pop up. I don't see not one woman up there. You know what? No, I'm gonna just start. You know what I'm gonna start doing? Let me see if there's one head over here. Let me see if there's one head over here. I don't see a woman on there yet. Ain't the day Women Rock Wednesday? Oh, Tasha, thank you, Tasha. Tasha Glover's in the building. I'm gonna wait. But shout out to guys like Morris Parson, general manager over radio station. Morris, you got to help me with it because I don't remember those call signs, but that's the first time I was on the radio. Chris Walker invited me over there a couple of times. And now I'm winding up. Guess what? They invited me over, and look, I'm the only one here. Ain't that something? But thank you, Morris, for believing in Chris and believing in the vision. And maybe if you haven't given Chris that opportunity, you and Leah, Kind ready, KYND. Yes, there you go. Thank you. You didn't give that opportunity, we wouldn't be on this show talking right now. So I always give people their flowers. I don't mind me shining his light does not dim ours. So it's all right, ladies and gentlemen, to give the credit to what credit is due. Lady B is in the bunch. That's two women. Lady B, I got a unique topic, Lady B, to talk about. And guess what? If the women ain't here, I'm gonna talk about it very, very shortly, because we have to, when you have a platform like this, you got to be we got to be responsible and be good stewards of our own history. We always worry about other people's history and what other people is doing. But we got to be, hey, Dale Griggs in the building. We got to be responsible for telling our own stories and our own narrative. Some other people can tell, and I'm going to share it with you because I'm going to talk about Irene Cara in a minute. Some stuff you probably never heard, but I'm going to give you few little headlines I was thinking about. I now see what the purpose of this show is. We have to, and I've been watching and talking to several of y'all out there in the public. Now I'm understanding the purpose of the show. We have to interpret the news and sports and give you a chance to respond. So I guess our job is to interpret it to you, because some people don't get it the first time when they hear it. So our job is to interpret it and then give you a chance to respond. Hey, Madonna, man, he said, man, thank you. See that? This Morris talking about us. I mean, y'all gotta understand. I didn't know nothing about no radio and hosting no show. Morris used to know. Hey, I used to. Oh, I got this thing, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I like to be on time. Share the show. I love this. Gonna be one of the greatest shows ever. But share the show because your friends need to hear this. This gonna be impactful. unless y'all, maybe some of y'all, some of y'all know it a whole lot, but I uncovered some things I didn't know about this young lady behind me right here. And it's unbelievable, man. We got to tell our stories because they're not going to tell our stories the way we want them told. But Morris, what he said, he said, man, meeting you group of professional black men have been refreshing and impact. And y'all got to think about it. When I first came, man, I know Morris I used to sit up there and just let Chris and Jimmy talk the whole show. Then I come in and say something. I know y'all look at me like, but I used to just see what I learned, y'all. I tried to give y'all something. Robert Hatter, my job, I always want to learn the rules well so I can break them properly. I want to learn the rules. I sit back and learn what was going on. I learned some from Jimmy. I learned some from Chris. I learned some from Morris. I learned some from Parrish. I learned from. I was just watching because I want to know the rules. Because when you know the rules, you know what you know how to break them properly. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Rules are made to be broken. There's some crazy rules out here. You just can't put up. It was some rules that was black only, white only restrooms and white. Them rules had to be broken properly. So learn the rules. Give that to your son and your daughter. Learn the rules well. You got to know them well, and you got to just don't learn the rules because you can't. Even when we first got in this business with negotiating contracts. And I just didn't care about the guys. Usually Morris, they used to say, the number 1 pick gonna get this amount. Number 2 pick gonna get this amount. Number 3 pick gonna get. That was the rules. But I didn't care what the guys in front of me, what they talking about. I got the guy, the 4th pick, and my first draft, the 4th pick, we got him more than the 2nd and 3rd pick. What we found out, we've learned the rules well. Then we learned how to break them properly. People just used to go with the status quo. Morris, well, the number 1 pick get this much. Then the number 2 pick. No, I said, man, I don't care about them dudes in between. My dude deserved this. I learned the rules so he can break them properly. That's something to tweet. That's something that people know, but you got to learn the rules well. Okay, then USA advanced to the knockout stage in a win over Iran. You know that Iranian coach. I hope they sent the Iranian press back home with them. You know the press that talk crazy to me, young fella. The other day I showed y'all yesterday. Hey, Brandon. He said, I'm going to use this forever. Morris, that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you, Morris. He said, I'm going to use that. See, I got Morris Parsons, Shaquille O'Neal telling me they're going to take my words and use them forever. That's all I can ever ask for. When I got 2 powerful, smart men like that taking what I say and take, that's all I can ask for. And then, hold on, y'all. Let me see what else I had. Wow. I saw something, y'all, yesterday. I saw something today, this morning. I want to share. Brandy, hold on, let me talk to my ladies. I got Brandy, that's 1. Madonna, 2. Hey, Madonna, I didn't see you. You snuck in on me. Dale, okay, Tasha, and Lady B. Miss Barron is on. Miss Barron, I got my 5 women. I can talk. I was just trying to wait. But I want to shout out to this. I was thinking about some 10 of Deshaun. Y'all women got to help me. You remember I said, I have to interpret the news to you, us only, and I want to give y'all a chance to respond. You follow me? 10 is Women Rock Wednesday. 10 of Deshaun Watson's accusers will be at the Browns game when they play. Would y'all go to the game? What the hell are they gonna go to the game for? Y'all help me. Y'all help me. They like football. Talk to me, but women. I'm glad I got my girl. I don't want to. Guys, y'all can say something, but y'all don't. Y'all, I know how y'all are. But I'm starting to think something going on. Why would the 10 girls want to be around somebody? Thank you, Dale Griggs. I ain't trying to go to that game. Is Tony Busby leading them girls in? What is he trying to do? Hey, DeMar Hall, what's going on? What they trying to do? Y'all got that. Man, I met my ref, Mr. Mackey, Darius Mackey last night. I didn't know that was him. I saw him, he talking stuff like, protesting what? Protesting. What they protesting? They done got their money, Simmons Sims. What the hell they protesting for? Y'all started me today. Y'all be getting me out of my character. I'm trying to do right. Every time I try to get out, y'all bring me back in. Brandon told me she might go. Brandon, I ain't been to a game all season. Brandon, I might go to that one to see FaceTime. I don't care what y'all say. I'm going to see FaceTime. Yes, he is the leader. Oh, he brought a suite. Okay. Tony Busby brought a suite. Okay, that's him. But why you let him do you like that, ladies? Why? Oh my goodness. But y'all can keep commenting on that. But shout out to Hakeem Jeffries, becoming the first Black congressional party leader. The Democratic elected the New York representative to take over for Nancy Pelosi. She was the party leader for 20 years. Time for her old dry butt to get on out of there. Yes, I said it. What else I said? Hold on, I'm trying to turn something up. I said it. Oh, I wish I could do that. But yeah, take old Nancy out. Nancy out of the business. But shout out to him. But I want to share with y'all something. I found out some stuff. I'm trying to see where I'm gonna start. First of all, a great woman passed on to be an ancestor over the weekend, and I've been waiting all week so I can just talk about Irene Cara Escolara. I know a lot of people probably don't know her whole name. Last name is Escolara. She had fame. If you don't know, fame, sparkle. Here she is. Let me make sure I got it. Wait a minute. It keep moving my cursor around. Let me see. Here she is on Jet Magazine. I remember this Jet Magazine long time ago. Okay, Jalen Hurts Player of the Week. Yeah, what we talking about? That's awesome. But we talking about Irene Cara right now. We talk about Jalen Hurts. I guess a little bit later. But we're talking about this young lady. She won an Oscar, a Grammy, a Golden Globe. And but what's interesting, because she wasn't an actor. She wasn't an actor per se. It doesn't resonate that much to know that she won an Oscar, and that she is the second African person to win an Oscar. Notice I said African. Because she mixed with some got Cuban and Puerto Rican in her. She the person to win an Academy Award. She was the second. She was behind Hattie McDaniel. She was before. People don't talk about it. She was Hattie McDaniel was the first. And she was the second for the song. She won one for the song. I think either Fame or Flashdance, one of the songs. She didn't win as an actress, and we don't think about that, but she won an Academy Award, and she is the second Latino. Rita Moreno won for West Side Story. I don't know if you know that, but I'm gonna just tell you, this woman was a beast, man. This woman was a beast, and that's why I got to talk about her today. She was a beast. Oscar, Grammy, Golden Globes. Okay, ain't too many people got all of them. Uh, she originally was going to be on Fame as a dancer. They wrote the role of Coco Hernandez just for her, but they gave it to Debbie Allen. I don't know if y'all knew that. I didn't know that. Her father wasn't a musician. He was a jazz musician. His name was Gaspar. I didn't know that. Her last name is Escalara. Just want to let y'all know. Irene Cara Escalara. Uh, yes, yes, Mark Edwards. I got you. One brother. She had two brothers. One brother was an opera singer. The other brother was a music professor of music. Uh, she said in an interview she'd been playing instruments since she was 6 years old. I don't know if y'all knew all of this about it because this is just, I mean, I'm finna run some stuff off to you. Since she was 6 years old, she was working young off Broadway with a bunch of other children. Right? They had this Broadway play to two other children who were there, and in that play was what is his name? Giancarlo Giancarlo Esposito. If you look him up, Giancarlo Esposito, he played. If you watched the new, he played Adam Clayton Powell in this latest movie in the show, something about Harlem, up in Harlem. He played a whole lot of movies. Played in Spike Lee movies. He was big. I think Big Brother Almighty. You know, he was the guy in School Days. You know, the head of the fraternity that Spike Lee was trying to get in. That's Giancarlo Esposito and Stephanie Mills. They were all three children when they were young in this play off Broadway. She didn't, I just won't let people know, she didn't just show up singing on the subway. She is a trained musician, singer, and dancer. She also wrote the Flashdance a song in 4 hours. She said she thought they wanted her to be in the movie. They said no. Then she said, okay, I'll write the song. She wrote the song in 4 hours, the Flashdance in the movie. The song that drove the movie. And I think about songs that drive movies. I don't know if y'all remember. I I I grew up loving Michael Jackson, whatever he sung, and he sung this song called Ben. So guess what? That song drove me to the movie. I said, my mama, take me to the movie. Maybe take me to the movie. Then I get to the movie. It's about a lot of rats eating people. I didn't want to go there, but I said, get me out of here. But that song drove me to the movie. Uh, 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 uh. No, it wasn't Radio Raheem, man. No, Brian Bolt, right? No, no, he wasn't Radio Raheem. No, 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 no. I say he was the no, no. But like I said, that song drove the movie. uh, there is so much missing memory in this young lady right here, man. So much missing information. And with this show, I'm just gonna try to weave and connect the dots so y'all can know some stuff I'm gonna give you. This is going to be uh, this show later on in life. Uh, uh, he said, made me hate Norm Nixon. Hey, see how bringing back your memory? This what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do. Because this show is going to be our library of Alexandria. If you don't know what that library of Alexandria is, go look it up. 1,000 years from now, people will come and be able to click on this show and listen to stuff, man, and just not to get a biography of somebody, but there is a why to this person, why this person's so important. I gave you the background. They ain't gonna give you this in New York Times. The background on her brother and her dad and all of this, and her mom. Mom is Cuban, dad Puerto Rican, his mom was Cuban. And there are some things I did know about her. Right. Yeah. No. He played a politician in the show about Bobby Jones. That's right. That's right. It's called the Harlem. Something about Harlem. But yes, that's Gian. I'll just look him up. Giancarlo. Giancarlo. Let's see, y'all have made me remember that. Exposito. Yeah, that's his name. But this There are some things that, like I said, I didn't know about it, but then when you stop and think about it, you remember. Just like Mark Edwards just remembered. Did y'all know she played Evers' daughter? Medgar Evers' wife, I think Miley, in the Evers story. And she was also in the Roots Next Generation. She played Alex Haley's mother. Um, we know her for her songs, but she was much, much more. Irene Cara, y'all, was in the original cast of the Electric Company with Morgan Freeman. He was Easy Reader and Bill Cosby. She used to talk about in an interview. She used to talk about Morgan Freeman and Bill Cosby on the set all the time. She said Morgan Freeman was this little skinny little dude walking around playing Easy Reader. You younger people wouldn't remember that. And I'm doing this to bring this to y'all remembrance. Y'all look at Morgan Freeman now, but he was on the Electric Company a long time ago, and so was Irene Cara as a little girl. Now she when she passed away, she was 63 years old. When someone like this makes transition, y'all, for everybody in that age range, it marks a moment for us. This really, I call it institutional memory. Mark just said, Dabby, when he remembered Fame. He said Debbie Allen played the. Let me get what Mark said. He put it on the screen for you. He said Debbie Allen played the hell out of that role, but it made him hate Norm Nixon because he liked Debbie Allen. So this was storytelling. We got to tell these stories, y'all, because, like I said, I call it institutional memory. And we owe it to our young people to help them not only see these individuals, but because of the social structure, how they see us, narrates them for the things that they know for them to do. And then our young people just got to pick it up from there. But no, 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 no. Irene Cara said long time when she was talking, they was interviewing. She said, "I was trying," because people used to complain about it. The social structure. Talking about she sound like Donna Summers. Guess what she said, ladies and gentlemen? I was trying to sound like Donna Summers. So when they say I was trying to sound like her, that's what I was trying to do. And the young people got to know these connections because the social structure just dropped it in. They just drop in stuff like that. That's why this space is so important. You know, who we are to each other. I keep telling y'all, when when people want to talk negative about people, want to talk negative about athletes, and I always come back and defend the athletes, and Mindy or somebody say, well, you always, I said, no, I don't like what he did, but I'm not finna tear his head off. You follow me? We got to stop doing that. And I know y'all so used to tearing each other's head off. I know y'all tear me and Jimmy head off all the time. I already know it. But I'm trying to put y'all in a position where you don't have to tear me down to make you look big. You don't have to step on me for you to be big. Who was that? Toni Morrison said that. But in this space, we are who we are to each other. I keep giving y'all this analogy. I keep trying to pour a clean glass of water. Therefore, I be of value added to humanity. I keep trying to give you a clear glass of water because some of us been used to drinking the dirty water. Wouldn't it be a beautiful thing? Wouldn't it be a beautiful thing if the New York Times printed an obituary of Irene Cara, where it started with a kind of grounding on who her family is, who her mom, and who her dad is. That's important to us. Who are the people she worked with? She said she worked with Bill Cosby. She said Bill Cosby treated all the children on the Electric Company very well and said, I didn't see any of this pervy stuff y'all talking about because they came to her trying to find out, did he mess with the little kids? See, y'all, I know y'all didn't know all of this. Yes. She played Myrlie Evers. I told you in the Medgar Evers story. It's called For Us in Living. for us the living. I'm sorry. And um, you bring up, I think about Sparkle. Listen to me. There is no Dream Girls with Jennifer Hudson without Sparkle. Sparkle came first. There is no Dream Girls for Beyonce and Jamie Foxx to be. You see how I'm connecting the dots? It's no, listen, there's no Dream Girls. Tony Award winning Jennifer Holiday, then Tony Academy Award winning Jennifer Hudson without Sparkle, with Irene Cara in it. It's not, that don't happen. The batons are being passed and picked up. See, sometimes, remember I told you the analogy, people talking about you got to pass, like you got to pass the torch. No, we just got to pass the baton. I'm not, ain't no use, I ain't passing the torch, because if I pass the torch, one person won't have the light. If I pass the baton, all I'm doing is passing it on to you, so you keep running your race. I done ran my race. And what would it look like, y'all? Help me out. If you got Giancarlo Esposito, New York Times. See, if you had somebody watching this, you can do the smart thing. What if you got Giancarlo Esposito and Stephanie Mills together and talked about how they were 6 and 7 years old and they play together? See, the governance structure, which is us, would open up things like that. See, the social structure, all they want us for them 4 or 5 songs. I want to live, that's all they want her for. But y'all, do y'all know she recorded with the Harlem Music Choir when she was 8 years old? Who is she to us? Who is she to us? I think about this stuff, man. I'm going down and down. I got more. As I watch people in this business and people who came before me, when someone goes in our community, somebody said, when someone goes on in this community, we have a place to talk about it. When anything goes on in this community, anything comes on in Mara's community, we have a place to talk about it. This is why the Chop Shop is so important. This is why I tell you to share the show. Because when something goes on in our community, we have a place, you have a voice. And if you want to talk, we'll put you on the phone and have you call in. Then, guess what? If you of African descent in a public space, you have an additional obligation, right? You pick these moments and narrate them. I picked this moment. I could be talking about anything, but I picked this moment to tell y'all some stuff. Irene Cara had to sue her record company. For 8 or 9 years of Kevin Freitman, she was in this lawsuits and didn't get a penny. 8 or 9 years, they wasn't paying her. Didn't get a penny for her Academy Award winning song. Didn't get a penny from her 2 Grammy winning songs. They held her hostage. Didn't get distribution. That's what the record company did to her. Now the Bee Gees, they got up and walked away. They was with the same record company. What's the lady name? If I can't have you, I don't want nobody. Yvonne Elliman. She walked out. She walked out too. All of them was on the same room. Irene Cara was stuck in the deal. Didn't get no money. She finally won, y'all. And after that, they put the murder mouth on her professionally. They told the other record companies not to sign her. See how we talk about words important? Y'all need to quit talking so negative about people all the time. All y'all. Everybody. I try to be an example up here for you. See, you know what happened to Irene Cara? Cara? The social structure happened to her. Y'all remember what I said? The social structure. Social structure is how they see us. The governance structure is how we see each other. Irene Cara came out of the governance formation. She came out of ways of knowing. That's how you learn. Puerto Rican, New York area. New York Puerto Ricans know they're black. They don't be pretending. New York Times will have an obituary on her. Probably already have. And they would put up front and center all her songs. They would talk about the wars, and they would say she disappeared and she sued and had controversy. That's what they gonna say about her. What they're not going to say is once she got her rights and her money start coming in, Irene Cara, she semi-retired. She didn't go back out that much. She went back out a little bit. She had a band called Caramel something. I don't know the name of the band. She retired. She went to Florida, had her family around her. She had her royalty checks coming in. All of her songs, she was known for. She got, the flash dance and the fame. Somebody just said, you remember DC Cab? She was in the movie. She sung that song in DC Cab called The Dream. You need to go listen to that song again. I listened to it the other day. Blew me away. When you hear about how she created those songs, she said, I'm talking about my life. It's really great for me to be here. When they write about her in the social structure obituaries, they would say she was just a disco girl, disco queen. They would probably mention her early years, but they won't get this feel that I'm giving you right now. Why I'm picking this story? Because I want to tell a larger story. We're doing this as a community because we have to do something that we wouldn't have had to do if we hadn't been taken. We have to create a we. See, we was taken and scattered everywhere. We have to create a we. And the value of a space like this, which is increasing, is the influence we are all having on one another. And on people who are getting ready to come to this platform. So just relax. We are centering the before. What happened before. And we don't care whether they like us or not. I'm pouring clean glasses of water, therefore a value added to humanity. Thank you, Amaris. You said you wrote that down. But that's all, y'all, that's all we trying to do. Let me see I was just thinking about something the other day. I was just thinking about something. Where was I at? Yeah. I tell you, her father, he was a salsa king, known for his music in Puerto Rico, known for Afro Latin music. Think about if we did a movie. What a movie would this be? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm fighting with people around me a lot to stop thinking the way that they taught you to think. If I taught the way people taught me to think, we would be on this show today. I'm telling you. We still be chasing around, going to radio station to radio station to radio station. Then a smart man told me, man, terrestrial radio gonna be almost extinct soon. So you better figure out a way to reach the world. You better get your butt on YouTube and not just Facebook. But we fight with people to stop thinking the way that they taught us to think. When I said think about it this way, they're struggling with it. I know y'all do. People struggle when I tell them, man, I just don't agree with that. People struggle with it. But then all you got to do is just say, okay, it's all right for you not to agree with that and believe in it. I believe in it. We do documentaries and docuseries and tributes and shows in a certain kind of way because they set the blueprint. That's why I don't do this show like Stephen A. Smith and all them. That's their way to do the show and how they can market and get advertising. I ain't trying to do that. How it's designed. But what if this was designed to make a difference? What would it look like if everything you did was designed to make a difference? Man, we got the means to get a production staff to come in here and make this thing look any kind of way we want to. But this is real, authentic. This is who we are and how we show up. Face wash, teeth brush. Let's talk. Because people need this information. If I can't watch this, if you can't and your friends can't watch this because it doesn't look right or whatever, then guess what? Maybe it's not for you. Y'all know this. I don't never beg nobody. People tell me, Robert, you come on Roku, come on do this. I said, guess what? They got to take us just like we are. This show flourished through a global pandemic. That's the foundation of our truth. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute. Just had to give y'all that today, man. I got some more for you. Share the show. Women Rock wins. Share the show. Let me find the button that I need to push, and I'll always, here we go. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute.
The Cox Pradier Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. Y'all see how I just changed? I get serious, then I just changed because I got something for you. Y'all, I went to a high school basketball game last night. Okay? I went to, so all you basketball hit, I think I got these kids' names. I went to see Dawson Severlake last night. And number one at Dawson, Anthony, his name is Jaden Miller at Dawson. Dawson beat Severlake by a couple of points. I think Jimmy put it down there. About, I think Jimmy said it was going to be 4 points and it was 5 points. So that was pretty good. Yeah, Severlake won the game. No, Dawson won the game 53-48. Jimmy said Dawson by 4. I didn't know Dawson. That's the first time I ever. I didn't know Dawson. First time I ever seen him. And he was just telling me about the other game. I mean, I'm looking on his website, seeing that Shadow Creek beat Sour Ranch, 57-46. I don't want to steal his thunder because he might talk about his own stuff. But in that game, he had Shadow Creek by 17. 11. That ain't bad. But I want to share some. But a couple of kids. Number one from Dawson, Jaden Miller. If anybody know him, tell him I talked about him. I call him my little Anthony Black. He got the Anthony Black look. He got the He got the long hair, real fair skinned dude, got the little flair, can pass the ball. He my I don't want to call him a poor man's Anthony Black, but he's my little Anthony Black. Not to say he like Anthony Black, but he remind me of him a little bit. Then we got a little kid that drank. I just found out he transferred from Alvin into Dawson, and I don't know. I see how quiet this kid kept it up under his. See, it didn't happen to him because evidently the parents moved and shut their mouth and just moved in silence. And he moved and did nothing happen. Alvin went from Alvin to which call? Did nothing happen to this kid name is Kendrick Bailey. What's up? Darius Mackey is in the building. That's my that's my wait a minute. That's my other referee, Coach Boone, my man. Now Boone, my number one. But boy, Darius Mackey, I got you, baby. You the man. You the man. But yeah, Dawson is real. Ooh, they are big. They got big guys, but guess what, y'all? Those little guys I just mentioned, notice I didn't even talk about the big guy. Because number one, Jada Miller, and number 5, Kendrick Bailey, were the catalysts of the team. You could have all these big guys all you want to. If them little old guys down there didn't do what they did and put pressure on, but Anthony Bates, I love him. Well, look, hey, little Nas, I got to get with you, man. I love you. Young fella, and I know you're going to learn. Young fella, let me tell you something. Value every possession. Value every possession. Somebody give this to them. Value every possession. Because guess what? Got to realize, man, it ain't but one basketball. Okay? One basketball. And there's 10 of y'all out there. So when you got it, ain't nobody else got it. So when you have it and you're blessed to have it in your hands, you got to do something positive with it. That play late in the game, you could have got a better shot than that. I know you don't practice that shot. If you don't practice a shot, don't shoot it in a game. You're super talented. You're uber talented. That's the first time I ever seen you play that. It just, you didn't have it. The first time I came to see you play, bam. Bam. Second time, bam. So I'm on your team, young fella. I'm on your team. I don't know if there's nobody else gonna tell you this. You know, because it was people telling me in the stands, he ain't all that. I said, whoa, slow down, player. Player. I've seen him play multiple times. Don't tear that man's head off right now. Just be quiet. Just watch him. He's in 10th grade. 10th grade. And always remember, young fella, in them close games like that, okay? You got Anthony Bates on your team, a stone cold killer, had just came down and hit a shot. Listen to me, young fella. Get him the ball back again until he miss. See, that's what young kids don't understand. And I don't know, and maybe you might not listen to me either. But if you got the ball in your hand, this guy just came down and scored. Couldn't nobody guard him. And you want to come down and go 1-on-5? No, sir. No, sir, young fella. I don't want nobody to ever tell you that's okay. I see too much good in you. I see greatness in you. But it started here. My man just came and scored on them dudes. Hold on. I'm not finna go. I'm talented enough to go one-on. I mean, I know you think you're talented enough. But in games like that, you could have won it. Not by making a play offensively, but bringing the defense to you and giving that thing to Anthony Bates because couldn't nobody in the gym guard him. So from now on, just little stuff like that, I can't be around. That's why I got to say it on this show, and y'all got to send this and clip this out and send to them. I can't talk to all the kids in the city. They got to watch the show. The kids at school today, so it's your mamas and daddies, it's y'all responsibility. This can be any player. When you got somebody going and somebody's playing, it ain't your turn. You played a hot man. I never forget, man. One, me, and my son used to have these arguments, man. I mean, y'all, I wish y'all was back there with me, man. I wish I had Robert Hatter talking to me to talk me off a ledge, because this boy had me want to jump off a ledge 1,000 times. Yeah, that 24, that's Bates I'm talking about. That's Anthony Bates, 24. See, Darius, this the ref who called the game. He's a baller, a flat foot baller. But my son used to argue, right? We used to argue, right? Because people used to say, Daddy. I said, what position you play? I said, I'm a point guard. Okay? He said, I'm a point guard. I said, okay. I said, what are the point guard's responsibilities? Point guard, run their team, be the best defender on their teams, create havoc for the other point guard, because if you take him out of the game, you help your team and all that. I say his job, one of his main responsibilities is to get the ball to the best player on the team. And then if he don't, the second best player. And then if you don't, and then he said, he asked me a question, I want to smack. He said, Dad, I'm the point guard, but what is I'm the best player? I said, then you got to call your own number. You got to call your own number. But he's so, I'm trying to give him an over, but he wanna. But what if I'm the best player and a point guard? Always remember this one, y'all. Clip this one. Great point guard. When all else fail and your team need a bucket, you got to be able to go get them one. Okay, how you do it? By pass or by shot? You got to go get them a bucket. Y'all can take that and send it to them. But man, I enjoyed myself. I'm glad to go over to Dawson. The people were so nice at the door. I wish I had got the lady's name at the door. She was a sweetheart. And thank you, Angel Vadero. Angel, get on the desk. Make sure he gave everybody some great advice. Different schools have different ticket policies. Some have other ways, but they taking tickets on this phone. You got to go on your phone before you go up there. So they have to figure that. I saw some people going off and trying to order the tickets last night. But shout out to those guys. I had to give it to you. But women, don't go nowhere, because I got something for y'all. Got to ask me a question. I got a question. Oh boy, I got a question for you. I got a question for my girls. Okay, I got one. I saw this article, and I said, you remember? I see news and I try to interpret it, and then what? We discuss it. Okay? Corey Henderson, you're a coach. Do you tell you what's your point guard's responsibilities? I want to hear, because I'm not a coach. I'm just the guy who played this game and liked the game, and that's what I told my son. And it seemed to work out for him. But Nas Price, man, you still my dude. You know, he came over there and shook my hand. But Nas, always remember, man, there's people coming to the gym. Every time they come to the gym. When people talk about you a lot and people rank you high, there's certain expectations for it. Remember, Nas, let me tell you something. As a dad, I went through it. I'm in the stands, Nas. I'm talking to you. I'm in the stands. 4 older gentlemen sitting in the stands. I tell the story all the time. I'm sitting over there, and they just talking about my son for just because he was ranked in the magazine. And my son just don't look that imposing. He don't look like much. Slim, skinny, and wore goggles. So they was talking about, this who they talking about, really? But he think he had about 35 that night. And I went over there after the game. I said, player, I heard y'all talking. He said, yeah, that little dude cold, man. But he had him ranked in. I just want to see how cold. I said, I heard y'all what y'all said about it. I said, y'all got to watch what you're saying. Because you got to watch family around. I'm his dad. He said, oh, man, I'm sorry. I said, no, it's okay. But you ain't going to always find dads like, I know. So Nas, when them people come up to see you play, there's some dudes in them stands. This dude not far from me was just saying that you're not that good. And I was telling them you are that good. So guess what? You're going to have to make one of us a believer. Because I believe in you. Like I said earlier, you got to make, it should be the extension of the coach and the quarterback of the team. What does that mean? What if a kid don't know? Extension of the coach. What the hell does that mean to a 15-year-old kid? See, sometimes don't be coming on this show, Corey, with those, got to be an extension. What does that mean? Be an extension of the coach. What does it mean to be the quarterback of the team? What if he didn't play football? How the hell do he know what a quarterback is? Chuck McGowan, is to set the table and set the tone. Yes, but what you mean by it, Chuck? We got young guys. Set the table, set the tone. What do you mean? What do you mean? See, y'all can have all of this great knowledge inside of y'all brain. But if y'all don't know how to give it to no 15, 16, 17-year-old, then he's not going to get it. That's why I broke it down to Nas the way I did. I gave him for instance. I gave him, dude, in this case, you do this. No. I'm not on Corey. I just want Corey a coach. I know Corey. Listen to me. The reason I said that to Corey, because I know he can handle it and I know he can explain it better. We just think these kids just know every damn thing. We get in here and get the little clipboard and get the writing. Man, I promise you, I watch them kids. They don't be watching what the hell y'all be writing on the clipboard. I'm sitting there watching them. You got to get them in real game-like situations, man, and said, look, homeboy, Anthony Bates couldn't nobody guard him. What made you think you could come down and go 1-on-3, turn the damn ball over? You just do cooking. Get him the ball again. Instead of, you got to be an extension of the coach. Shit, some of these coaches don't know what the hell they doing. I'm not finna be on, that's Dumb and Dumber. That's the blind lead. Some of these coaches don't know what the hell they doing. So I'm supposed to be an extension of him? No, sir. No, sir. Then some quarterbacks are like Mac Jones. He just got he just got benched. So I'm just saying the analogies got to be Barry. Barry, think about it though, Barry. Our analogies, I know we try to be all politically correct, but I told y'all, man, on this show, it's like we in the barber shop. We can't come like, well, this is the square root of 10. This is the Pythagorean theory. And mess out of here. Young point guard, setting the table means get everyone involved. Thank you. Getting everyone involved. Setting the tone. Picking up field court. Thank you. Bringing energy. Being a good teammate. That's what I'm talking about. That's what my people, that's what my young fellas need. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Stephen Woods won over Bush last night. Wow. I didn't know. I didn't see it. Hold up, man. Hold up. I didn't see that one. Hold up, y'all. Jimmy ain't got that one in there. Jimmy ain't got, I don't see that one. But thank you, Freight. But do y'all, you understand? We got to explain it. Got to teach them like they don't know nothing. Stephen Woods, man, you ain't told me nothing, man. You know what my twins do. Tell me what my twins do. And you tell them I asked about it. Tell me what my twins do. But that's what I'm talking about, y'all. See, Chuck. See, what I know you think we just putting this on there. What if a young dude watching this 5 years from now? He gonna say, thank you, Mr. Henderson. Thank you, Coach Henderson. Thank you, Coach McGowan. Thank you. Because some of these kids just don't know. Nas Price, I wanted to be his coach last night. I wanted to say, come here, baby, I got something for you. Come here. And the crucial part of the game, you came under the basketball, go and tried to flip us with few seconds left, the last shot that y'all probably could have had, and you tried to flip a George Gervin back. Son, how many times do you practice that shot? None. Don't ever shoot that damn shot again. If you don't practice it, don't shoot it. So so that's kind of stuff right there. Corey had 24. That's what I'm talking about. That's Corey number 3 or 4. 3 or 4. See, okay, it's 3 or 4. It's too many kids to remember. But how was them? Oh, they talking about the Hick Sticks. Did you? So where my women at? Where my women at? Well, I just saw them. Brandon, y'all gotta help me. Brandon, fellas, y'all can chime in too. But fellas, well, as long as we ain't got Herb on here, I'm all right. Okay, cause we got some nice guys on here today. Herb ain't here yet. But I saw this article, and I thought about the Boom Boom Room, and I thought about y'all today. It's Women Rock Wednesday, right? I saw this. Check this out. Oh, he number 1. Okay. Check this out. 41-year-old Lala Anthony says she'll date a 21-year-old man, and her DMs are open. I gotta give me some more. What the hell Mello did to this girl? Fellas, y'all can come into it. What? I ain't finished yet. Lala Anthony isn't happy about how 22-year-olds are in her DMs asking her out. She said, look, these young men are interested in cougars, and since Lala is one, she should expect loads, she should expect loads of DMs in her DMs. Y'all watch this. Jimmy, I got you. I got to finish this one, Jim. I'm gonna bring you in. You're gonna be a part of it. You can be a part of it. You can, let me finish. You can't, she said, you can't be this old and this fine and not expect younger men to slide into your DMs for a bite. This is what the people telling Lala. Got more. Lala is looking for love, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling y'all. Lala, Jimmy's partner's ex-wife, Jimmy Mello, that's Jimmy's partner. They wear hats together. Lala is looking for love, but unfortunately, ladies, this Women Rock Wednesday. I wanted Jimmy make sure we get them comments on, because I'm reading something. The only men that are checking for her are in their early 20s. Where the old guys at? Y'all, what the hell y'all doing? Hold on. Jimmy, Lala is recently a guest on Spotify podcast called Her Daddy. And she explained her predicament on the show to this guy, right? She said, they said, the gorgeous actress explained, here it goes. Here I go. This is what I'm finding. I don't understand this. I'm not saying when you get older, you want to date younger guys. But when you get older, only younger guys want to date you. Anthony also continues, she said, it's the wildest things. Guys will DM me, want to take me out, and I Google them, and I'm like, man, you 23, 2 years old, man. Like, how? But I don't get that. She said, what I don't get is this thing is like the older guys, the older you get, the young guys just get on you, and it's wild. She said, the older I get. She said, people think I'm just out there. like you can have any guy you want, but not really, because the guys trying to talk to me are 22 or 23 years old, she said. But the former MTV host did admit that it's a good feeling to have younger men after our heart. They ain't looking for your heart, baby. Robert Hatter can tell you, because I got the pictures to prove it. These dudes, Jimmy, they ain't looking for your heart if that's what you're posting. They ain't looking for your heart if that's what you're posting. I don't see no heart nowhere. The heart is covered up. The rest of that stuff is wide up. Then she said, Jimmy, look, I don't know anything about relationships anymore. That's what she said. I'm done giving relationship advice, even to myself. She said, I don't know. She said, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going, she said, I'm just going with the flow, Jimmy. So guys, y'all got hope out there. She said, I'm not dating anyone currently. I'm not in anything serious. Yeah, sure. Currently. But if someone wants to take me out, and I'm like, right, cool. I'm just going to say no. What? I'm not just going to say no. I'm trying to be more open. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hold on, Jimmy. Let me get them all. I got some more. Kelton. They ain't looking at a heart. That ain't no heart. I'm not looking at your heart right there, Jimmy. Jimmy Hicks, man, what the hell is wrong with Lala?
Man, come on, this Brandon.
DeMar Hall. Hold on. DeMar Hall. The Chop Shop. This our show. We can say what the hell we want our show. This ain't no connection. Just because we don't want to talk about Jalen Hurts getting a player of the year. You can read that in the damn newspaper. That's all on ESPN. On this show, we're gonna give you something. We're gonna give you something you can take home with. It's some more people like this. Women Rock Wednesday. DeMar Hall. Since you want to come over here, tell us what the hell the segments are. Jimmy, you know I had to stop him. But what? But Jimmy, think about that, man. Think about that. It's Women Rock Wednesday. You ain't got to say nothing. No, you ain't got to say nothing. Let me see what my women had to say. Hold on. Let me go back. Send her a hick stick, Jimmy. send her some hick stick. What she say about a 47? Send me. Y'all got to shoot your shot. The woman says she's open. Hold on. I took the picture. I took a picture with her at Vegas on her bad day. Hold up. You was out there taking a picture of Thaddeus Moody. She was trying to get action, man. Hold up. Let me see what. Scottie Pippen. We talking about Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. Old guys need to stop it. But Jimmy, she talking about some people in their heart. Did you see them pictures? Come on, women. Y'all got to talk to me about that, Monte.
Lala in a different space right now. And that's Brandon, what she did. She just capitalized and started the process of making herself become relevant to an age that when she was on a high point in her game, these kids that was 22 years old, how old were they then? They were in grade school. So now they know who Lala is now. So it's smart as Brandon, in my thought, for her, for business
What's
purpose.
she trying to bring?
Remember, what she's doing, it was a...
Show me what she branding, Jimmy. Hold up. You telling me. Tell me. Okay, let me put these pictures back.
What she
Tell me what she branding right there. What the hell that brand there?
She's branding herself, Lala. Now, I would think that
she got a teenage son, but this was her branding.
Okay, don't they all? I mean, but at the same time, this is one thing about it. It's going to help her, definitely not hurt her, in regards to her, once again, people knowing who Lala.
That's right. Melo's younger, right? Melo is younger. Yes. Yeah. He ain't 41. Yeah, he's younger. He around LeBron in age. So, yeah, but he ain't that much younger.
Maybe one age older than LeBron, probably.
Yeah. But he's still younger. But all I'm saying, she said they won't tell me her heart. Boy, that's a hell of a heart right there. So you saying that's branding? Okay, all right.
No, I'm saying that's what it. I'm saying that's what it smells like out of the pot.
I like this, Mate. See, Mate saying, and Lala, if you know her personally, you know everyone ain't who they supposed to be, and this just might be something she's just doing. I'm not saying branding. I don't think she's doing this to brand. It's just something. It's a phase in her life.
No, her pictures of her body. It's similar to, think about it. The Kardashian girls personified and popularized and set the benchmark or the measuring.
They're my best friends.
Of exactly, they hang out. And guess what? A lot of people who, they see that and it's capitalized on that. You have corporate sponsors attracted themselves to selling the innuendo of sex.
Jimmy, Kim them don't do that no more. They did that when they were young. They sent their sisters out there. They said, no, my sisters, let them go to work. I'm having babies and I'm chilling now. Kim ain't getting naked right now, Jimmy.
But it's, you know what I'm saying? Getting naked.
Lala, 41 years old, man.
I'm talking about the clothes that you wear, not the clothes that you're not wearing. You make the money off the clothes you wear. People let you borrow those garments.
Now I like that outfit right there.
Okay, and guess what? How do we know the company didn't let her wear that for a week and you bring it back? Or just try this out on there. Do me a solid. You try it out.
My taste said sex sale. What's she trying to sell? What? I mean, she said sex sales. What is she trying to sell? Her tail? What is she trying to sell?
Oh man, you're selling the opportunity for people to pay attention. The more people pay attention, then that means now the more you become relevant. And the more you become relevant, that means you can capitalize with your name, image, likeness on certain issues or selling certain items to consumers.
Wait a minute, what did he talk about? He said, "What would I do? What would I do? What?" Barry McDonald, what you mean? What would I do? I don't know what you mean. What would I do? What? Ain't nothing I can do with. Nothing. So I thought it was odd on Women Rock Wednesday. I said, I want what people thinking about. I mean, she ain't never did this. Why now? That's all. Why now? That's all. What else you got, man? I went to a game last night, Jimmy. I found me two guys that I didn't know nothing about. I found two guys I didn't know nothing about. Nothing about. Last night. Hold up, y'all. Here you go one. Hold up. Here you go one. Jimmy, y'all got to understand. Didn't nobody prepare me for this game. I just said, I'm going to go and watch these two guys play. And in the first, I think, from half, that little dude, Larry Lyons, went to the goal, and the place was rocking from there on. That dunk right there, it was tight. Have you froze up, Jimmy? Jimmy, I think you done froze up on me, man. What you doing? Sandra, what you doing to my man internet over there? Sandra? Yeah, Jimmy, you done froze up on me. Where you at? You done froze up on me, Jimmy. Let me get you back in here, man. Oh, there you go. Hold up. Let me get him back in there. Come on, Jimbo. You can't go out on me like that, man. Where you at? Oh, Lord. I don't know where you at, y'all. Well, guess what? I just put me on here till you get back. But no, we connected. We concerned about her garments, and meanwhile, y'all daughters walk. See, this why I love the Boom Boom Room. But Sandra, you done took it a whole nother way, though. Them kids ain't 41 years old. They ain't 41 years old, though. This woman 41 years old. Hold up. 41 years old is different. Them little young kids, I don't mind. I mean, hey, you right. But I ain't been to school. So, wait a minute. The game I went to last night, Jimmy, I didn't see no little girls walking around and looking like Lala last night. Hold up. In case somebody just popped in. Hold on, Jimmy. I didn't see no girls at the game last night looking like that. I didn't see no girls looking like that. I didn't see no girls, no, looking like, and I didn't see none looking like that. Not last night. But Jimmy.
Okay, so we go back about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay, and I was just explaining to you, this is a blueprint that's already out there on how you can attract other young guys. Now, they may be, whether they're younger than you or not, young guys. For example, we have a young lady in Houston. She goes by the social media tag of Jilly. Jilly is, we know her father is pretty popular around Houston. Her brother played basketball at Ridge Point. Jilly went and hung out, and she started putting body shots of herself. that was app marketing her brand. Then all of a sudden, people forgot her name, just started calling her Jilly. And then she accumulated millions of followers, which in turn gave her the opportunity to her brand to reach over into girls, like certain types of girls, likes for other types of girls with bodies, to hang with them or flock together, certain types. So that means now they all get ready to go to the celebrity or the end outings, so to speak. They go together to these end outings, they congregate together, and now it enhance the catch, their bait that they're singing out. So now what happens? This girl Jilly, she ends up latching on to an NBA young fella, just came into the NBA. He already signed, locked in for a few $1 million, and they end up becoming a couple.
I don't understand your angle. We talking about a 41-year-old woman who said that these young guys only. This the topic. I don't know how you got on that topic. 41-year-old woman, not a 21-year-old Jilly, a 41-year-old woman who came on a podcast. It's news. It's out there. It's out there. It's news. Came on a podcast and said, "I'm open to dating," which is okay. Beautiful. But young men come in my DMs. The older guys don't, more mature guys don't. That's the issue here. Ain't nobody shaming her.
I know, Hatter, but those pictures were not.
But I said, she said, no, but she said people looking for her heart. She said, hold on, to have a younger man after her heart. Now, she didn't say this. The dude said, it's a good feeling to have a young man after her heart. But I'm just telling you, they ain't after no heart. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but you put the photos, those photos she didn't release during that article.
Yes, they did. That's what I got it from. This article.
That's what I'm saying, Hatter. She was doing a conversation. Mm-hmm. In a conversation, she was not dressed like anything on those articles.
No.
So but that means
the DMs, the guys looking at her DMs on her. These pictures, hold on. These pictures are on her Instagram.
Those pictures are before. So that means on that particular, now she's in, guess what? She didn't go out to clean her social media, clean her whole social media because
wasn't nothing wrong with them. Hold on, whoa. Ain't nothing wrong with them pictures.
Well, I'm just saying though, no, but those pictures are a narrative that you put up under what her words were from the other day, from the article. I'm saying those pictures were from yesterday.
I suppose to paint a narrative.
What? You just said what she's doing with that. How she feel like that? How you know she felt like that about what she feeling?
Damn it, I didn't say how she felt. Yeah. I'm just reading. It says it's a good feeling. You got to listen again. I know you don't listen. It's a good feeling to have younger men after your heart. That's what the thing says. And I'm just saying, because I ain't never been to an IG. I just took the pictures off of the article, but they say they were from her IG. So of course these young dudes gonna see that, and they gonna try to slide into her DMs. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So I'm giving you an example a while ago about the young girl from out of Houston, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, close your eyes right quick. Just close your eye. You can't see this picture. No, Sammy said you can't see it. Okay.
So once again, the Jilly girl, she now and has been for the last 4 years the girlfriend of Deshaun Watson. Before and during and after all of the scandals that went on with him. And the legal proceedings. Deshaun Watson doesn't necessarily, the chances that he knows about Jilly, that he meets, that he puts himself in the room, well, unless she was a masseuse, but the chances that he meets Jilly is diminished if she wasn't already popularized herself through social media and sending stuff out. I mean, she used to put pictures on the beach, her holding this, her doing twerks, her doing squats, her doing what they call them, penitentiary pics, So if you may call them, you guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I got kin folks that been down there that come home when you were younger. That had the pictures, the penitentiary pics. Those girls would send them. Remember Little Kim, the rapper, Little Kim. She personified and turned and set a benchmark. Remember back in the days when she did an album cover of her doing a penitentiary pic. That's what I call them. That's what a lot of fellas know them as. Back in the days, that stuff attracts because it goes into the psyche of the counterpart of the viewer. Now you fantasize. You look at the picture, and some people fantasize. Some guys get pictures like that, Adam, and that's how they go, and that gets them the mental therapy that they need. Well, physical therapy too. Some guys, if they in certain places, they get pictures like that. That's what they do. So women know that it's part of the tease, which is part of the sale. Now, guess what? In her situation, it's to some girls, it's a privilege to be hit on if you over to your 40s and get one of them young bucks to try to slide up to you.
Hold up. Nobody's saying nothing about it. I wouldn't have talked. I think you getting the wrong message. I just reported the article. And I'm allowed to make a comment on the article. I think she's beautiful. And if you were on the show earlier, I said what happened with her and Mello, that even with, I just didn't, me personally, I'd just like to know what's in her mind right now. But just like Mate said, you ain't gonna know. You don't know. I know she got a 15, 16-year-old son. I know that, and I know he probably on social media. So that's all I'm saying. What's the gist? Why come on a podcast called Call Her Daddy and explain her predicament to the show's host? That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. I mean, that's think about it, Jimmy. It's a lot of 41-year-old women out there. They probably feel the same way. This Women Rock Wednesday. I wanted to hear them. I really didn't want to hear what you had to say. I wanted to hear what the women had to say. You wouldn't know how she feel. I wanted to hear a woman talk about this. And that's what I was trying to go and see. Let me see. She said, man, even with all that, you'll still be surprised. Surprised about what? See, when women talk, I want to hear. That's why I mentioned when Sandra said something. Oh, who else? What? No other woman is saying that. Simeon, she is not looking for anyone worthwhile. She's not looking for anyone worthwhile. How you know that? We don't know. See, I don't know. I got a question. How many people on here have ever met somebody through DM? A significant other through DM? This is a woman, Donna Washington. I can tell you exactly what it is with her. She sets the bar too high. Hold on, let me put this up here. All they see is her body and what else she can do besides look pretty. She can do a lot of stuff. She's a very talented lady. Very, very talented lady. She just, no, I'm not going to talk about that. No, she can do whatever she wants to. I'm just trying to see where, they put it up there, and I just wanted to hear on Women Rock Wednesday what y'all think. I think she's a very talented lady. But that's all, Jimmy. Let's get back. I'm done with her. We had pivoted over to we was talking about high school basketball. I was telling you I got a chance to see my first time ever seeing Dawson, and I didn't know about Dawson. And sad to say, I just didn't know. And evidently they won a tournament this year. Did they win something this year already? Somebody's tournament this year, so preseason tournament. So, but I was impressed with the little guard from Alvin, the number 1. Jimmy, they got the number 1, Jaden Miller. I called him my little Anthony Black because he reminded me of Anthony Black. And you know a lot more about these teams than I know. And you almost hit the predictions on the head to what the score was going to be. So Tell me what you think about that game.
I mean, you just, in regards to Seven Lakes, jumped out early on in the first quarter. Then Dawson buckled down, and it was a 2-point game or something like that going into the half. And Dawson, did what Dawson normally do, and that's gritty it in. And you have a team at that school, Pearland Dawson, that don't necessarily that culture. They don't normally have a guy that's trying to go out there and score 25. They don't have a guy they haven't had a guy in a while that's been the feature point of All-American status or trying to get this. They just have a lot of interchangeable parts. They have a coach that came from Pearland High School. He was assistant coach up on over at Pearland for years and got the head job at Dawson. And that's Pearland was one of those schools. They okay if the final score is 35-34.
Oh, yes.
That's so this whole mentality he has, Coach Barrett, and he goes over there. That's what they do. So it's rugged. It's not necessarily entertaining throughout the whole part unless you're watching and evaluating on the defensive end. And their experience, their depth probably prevailed against this Seven Lakes team. It was a close game. But Dawson is good. See, they were already going to be good. Dawson became great around the time they picked up a transfer from Alvin High School. So they picked up this young man from Alvin High School. He's a senior. Of course, they already had Jaden Miller. I think you mentioned him. What's the young cat name from?
Kendrick Bailey.
Kendrick Bailey. So they picked up Kendrick Bailey. Then they became a great public high school team because he can run the team. He is an extension of the coach. He was seasoned and he caught people's attention playing on an independent program this past summer. And those are the opportunities that can help people to notice you. His team won. They won again. They played for that Live On team out of Houston. It was a Live On team. It was he.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it was a Live On team, and it was the Houston base, not the Nike sponsor. Mm-hmm. They were up under that umbrella. But on the Chitlin circuit, that team would be playing every single Sunday afternoon. Do you guys understand? To play on Sunday afternoon in a tournament, that means you have advanced either to the semis or to the championship. And then you keep looking again. It's like, who was this little point guard? Then at first you say, man, he ain't but 5'10", 5. He's just another little cat. Then all of a sudden he started to do things that translates over. He started to do things to catch your attention. And now he's with Dawson. And I was just proud because Dawson and Alvin are in the same district, Howard, and they allowed him to play. He didn't have to sit out. They didn't scratch him off and say, hey, man, you can't, we're going to make you sit out a year and go to a deck hearing. Coach from Alvin, they changed coaches. The first one went over to Milby High School. Then the next coach that took over, they was like, no, man, let him, don't deprive this kid of his senior year, even though we got to play him twice. And so I respect the coaches at Alvin for doing so. And now they're going to benefit at Pearland because Dawson, I say Pearland Dawson, because this school has a legitimate chance to advance to the state tournament. Remember, how do you get to the state tournament? Look at some of these teams out and you start thinking, did this team look like they could win 5 straight games over teams that were the top of their districts?
I didn't see that in them because Seven Lakes should have beat them. Nas Price don't make several mistakes down the end. They could have beat them. They could have easily beat them. So they're not unbeatable. That's all I'm going to say. They're not unbeatable. But go back to your analogy because you keep up with high school basketball a lot. But me, Seven Lakes ought to be ashamed of themselves losing that game last night. But keep going.
The thing is, every team out there now, it is so of the top of the heavy hitters. the heavy hitters in the city. You know, I mean, the teams that were pretty much anointed as a serious candidate in the UIL ranks. I'm talking about the UIL teams, guys. Prior, I'll sit this one out pretty much right now. Most of those teams have taken an L by somebody that we didn't expect them to take an L from. Beaumont United lost at home to Booker T. Washington. We didn't think that was going to happen. You know, Booker T went out of town to Chicago, won their first game, then lose 3 straight. I didn't think they would lose 3 straight after football season is over with, right? Atascocita goes and loses. They lost to somebody last week that I think it was San Antonio. One of the San Antonians had no business losing.
Don't you know that happens in basketball?
Yeah. And so, I mean, but early on, out the gates, 2 weeks in, they've each taken a lump. Normally those lumps will come, but it's almost like now, you know, everybody's putting it together, but you're just, you're like, man, I done proved what we need to prove. No, you ain't. You ain't proved. No, you haven't. So now we go and we fast forward towards the middle of the season and we'll see. But that was a good game in regards to that. I think, speaking of highlight matchups, how about last night? You had a matchup of 2 top 10 ranked players, seniors in the area, went head to head. And boy, was it a showdown in that over at Straight Jesuit High School, which features Jace Posey. Jace Posey is a young fella who's sitting right there. That's Jace Posey. That's the son of James Posey, who played for the Cavs alongside LeBron and all that. So Jace Posey is that young man who set the state record in the high jump.
So who he played against?
He played against Cy Creek. Cy Creek has a kid named Corey Hadnot. Corey Hadnot is a senior that has been putting in work.
Hold on. Guess what? That said he's supposed to be on that magazine. And I asked who he's supposed to take off.
And who they say? Jace Posey? And so guess what?
No.
Who he said?
Payne. He didn't say it, but some people around him said.
People around him said,
you should take Payne off. Yeah. Instead of, yeah. That's what I heard. Y'all know I don't know neither one of the kids.
Well, understand this. Posey is on that front cover as well.
Right.
You being on the front cover should be on. I mean, you should be gunning for everybody on.
Nobody said nothing about Posey.
Okay, but why not gun for everybody on that front cover? Give me any one of them on that front cover. That's a guard. Let me show you.
No, they didn't want. Evidently, they didn't want none of them other guys. They said that guy right there.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
Guess what?
Huh?
Guess what? I heard some of his people said Posey.
Oh, I missed that one. I See, I didn't.
I was in a text message with Doug Jones and Archie them this morning. I reminded them. There had some people that said Posey, and you got Posey last night. You know what Posey did last night?
I had 1,000.
No, I mean it was a great game. They both performed, and that's all we asked for with these anointed players or players if you're in a certain tier of rank. We just ask that you show up or show out. Don't disappear. And that's the thing with him. So Posey had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and a W.
Okay.
Corey Hadnot had 28 points. Okay. I don't know the rest of the stats. So Corey Hadnot showed up.
He showed up. But he didn't knock him out. You gotta
knock the champ out.
You got to knock the champ out, baby.
You got to knock the champ out. You can't break even with the champ. You can't go to the cards. You can't get a split decision. Because split decision, the tie go to the winner on a split decision.
And what's so unique about it, kid? Jimmy, but guess what? You just said the other day you like that kind of talk. You just said you like that kind of talk. Somebody told me.
And so that should have been reverbed before yesterday's game.
No, Jimmy, come on. I keep trying to tell you, Jimmy. In youth sports, Jimmy, they shooting at gyms. They arguing and fussing and fighting and cussing and that's why I was trying to tell you the other day. This ain't like it used to be. These folks crazy, man. These folks comes with an attitude. So, oh, you talking about you gonna do this to me? Are you gonna talk about like it got a little chippy? I'm glad we had Derek Mackey on them, some great referees. It got chippy in that game last night. It seemed like somebody had been talking because it started at the beginning of the game. Guys going back and forth, and the refs had to get in between them. Somehow, Jimmy, this, and I know you're saying that's how you became who you, but Jimmy, Jimmy, the guys who shot the guys, what the name, Khalib, the guy who shot, they had been getting into it and talking about who gonna beat each other and all of that kind of stuff even before the game. Dude, these people are not emotional. These people, so even me, and that's why I want to explain to you on here, the reason I took it personal. Because I had to go through this stuff when my son was in school. I had to go, I turned my back 1 minute and my daughter fighting a girl from the other team. Because the girl from the other team come put her head and did this and got her ass whooped. And the police said that girl, I had to go through, Jimmy, where a dude in the stands that's administrator of that same said team, I ain't gonna call the team, work at the school. My son fouls out, he stand up and holler, get his ass out of there. And and he know I'm standing there. Let me tell you something. If I wasn't who I was, I'd have whooped his ass just like my daughter whooped that girl's ass. But I got too much to lose. All that talking and chirping, man, in these days, everybody ain't like me. Some people ain't got nothing to lose. So that's why I was so adamant. That's why I was so adamant about that, because I had to live every day, y'all, with they interviewing your son at a basketball game, and he walk into the dressing room late, and one of his teammates in there talking about, man, y'all think he all that. He ain't all that. He out there doing it. He walk in the dressing room while his own teammates talking about it. Words, man, are very, very powerful. They can start wars. They can break up marriages. They can bring up everything. But I'm talking about in youth sports, the climate right now, that parents bringing guns to the game to shoot at coaches, referees fighting. No. Like them, and shout out to that crew last night who called this game. Man, Darius Mackey, y'all got in there and got them little boys, because I saw too much chirping. Too much chirping, especially after that dunk. That boy dunked on the big fella from
that's motivating right there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just in youth sports. There's no place for it. Just my, cause I got PTSD.
But how to understand? You got different type of smack talk. You got above the belt, below the belt. You got respectful. You got disrespectful. And as anything, once it gets that's disrespectful, then it's inviting for a confrontation, whether it be verbal or physical. And that's the thing. Yeah. Many people don't know the art of smack talking. And that's probably a big problem of it, because so many of these kids, remember, they don't do much talking per se.
But Jimmy, if you don't know how to drive a race car, don't drive it.
Well, that's if you
don't know how to talk smack, don't talk.
What? So there we are. A lot of people don't, and then the other side of the fence is that once again, it's different variation and degrees of people when you're talking smack. Some people are what they call jugging.
All I'm telling you, that talking can get your ass tore off the bone. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, and that's how I'm gonna put it. It can cause stuff that one minute of talking can change your life. That's all I'm saying. Cause I know if I had went as I wanted to, if y'all know, every time I see that man to this day, I done seen him on the golf course and still want to hit him in his mouth. So let me tell you something. Just because of the words he said, you know. So it's, y'all, to each his own, but I'm just watching the climate out here, man. I'm watching it. Everything stemmed from a little smack talk. What other game out there that was good?
Oh man, we had I mentioned the straight Jesuit. They actually beat Side Creek on yesterday in that particular game last night around the area.
Who that?
Uh,
Who was that?
Another game that was intriguing. You saw Thurgood Marshall hosted Texas City. Thurgood Marshall did what they proved their value and proved there's indeed levels to this thing. And that's when I say levels. A lot of people, just because you played a couple of games early on, you might have won a couple of games before, but your opponent wasn't in the same level or potent level, I meant, as a Thurgood Marshall. This is a team, once again, because many people may have saw them when they got drugged by Dallas Kimball. Well, Dallas Kimball is a team in the Class 5A ranks that went to state each of the past 2 years and is a favorite to return to state again this year. Those guys are good, very good. Dallas Kimball, you missed that game. However, in Region 3, Thurgood Marshall, who features Jalen Lowe, who signed with Pittsburgh, that team is the favorite from this region. Right now, guess what? That's one of the best teams that we got. We got Manville and we have Thurgood Marshall. Those are the two favorites right now in this region, and it's pretty much not close from anything else in the region right now.
What's that? That's 4A.
That's 5A.
5A, okay.
And guess what? They both have a player that's on the front cover of the magazine. And it ain't selling the magazine. It's just selling that. And I think I had this conversation earlier this morning with somebody. When we put this thing together, this year, the theme was only 6 players. And these 6, it says the big 6. So that means for this magazine, each time these guys, any one of these guys go out and they perform well, their team win, or they thrive in a particular matchup, it gives the magazine legs to keep going on, push it through. If all these guys were shooting blanks right now, you know what happens to the magazine? I might well tear the damn front cover off and sell and talk about the rest of it, the schedules. But as these guys, Jalen Lowe put in work. Him and Wesley Yates went head to head the other day, right? Great showing for the people that paid their hard-earned money. Season opener, Wesley Yates went against JoJo Tugler. Both of these guys put in work when they played each other. We saw the young fella that's over at Manville, right? Jamari McDowell. He signed with Kansas. He's been putting in work, right? That's what we see. Now, Fred Payne and Legacy, they've been out of town. Now, even they played this past weekend in Glenn Smith's event at the Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. Even in that game, Legacy, Fred Payne had a great stat line for him based on all of the mouths he has to feed around. I have somewhere in my phone the box score. So he's putting in work. That's not disrespecting nobody else that's putting in work, but these guys that were pegged, they're all putting in work. We don't get that lucky all the time, Adam. You know that. Some years we get guys on the front cover and we'll take the hit. Because they'd be like, man, you see, and that's one thing about the magazine. I just explained to somebody. One thing about this magazine, a lot of you guys out there, there are going to be other people that's going to put rankings out. They're going to change. Team rankings are going to change every week. But the magazine, whatever happened to one of these teams in February and March, you rest assured somebody's waiting to say, Hicks, I see you had us number 25 in the season and we going to state. They're going to remember this. You know why? Because it's a measuring stick. And that's the thing. So I know you guys are looking out there. Well, wait. So that means we got to be careful who we anoint.
Somebody asked me last night, what was those 2 teams ranked? And I couldn't tell you, but I have my magazine. They asked me last night. They said, what are these 2 teams ranked? Which team is ranked? Who's ranked the higher? Dawson?
Dawson and Seven Lakes in the magazine.
In the magazine.
Remember, the magazine was published before they played their first game of the season. Before the first game of the season. And Dawson was number 6, and Seven Lakes was number 10.
Oh, both top 10s. Okay.
And
Right.
Dawson played at home.
Right.
So
Right.
what the hell? So who was the favorite, Adam?
Well,
So know what that mean? Think about you saying people. See, people actually,
they asked me that. These people from Dawson.
and they
They-
ask you stuff.
No, the people from Dawson was asking me that. They said, what do we rank? Because maybe I told them y'all need to get the magazine because I don't know.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You got your magazine, Adam? Look on page 34.
It's in my office. Go, keep talking. Let me go.
On page 34.
Hold on.
I can put it up here. Each one of these teams, that's Dawson at number 6, right? Let me know you can see at the bottom. At the bottom, right here, it says over here, the key game to see for this whole season for Dawson was going to be November the 29th versus Seven Lakes. That was the game that's I put on their schedule in the preseason. This was the game to see. I used to call it put up or shut up. But that's the game to see for them. And guess what? The game I put for Shadow Creek, Seven Lakes, the game to see for them, it took place on November the 14th, the Tuesday after the season opener, or it might have been the Monday after the season opener, when they hosted a Atascocita. Atascocita went to Seven Lakes and won in the closing seconds. Great game. So what it said, that's 2 for 2. 2 great games that went down to the wire. And these were games that I recommended that you guys go and check out. So what it does is it helps with the credibility. That's on page 32. I mean 34, Adam. Page 34. What I was talking about.
Okay. Oh, tell B. Scott I don't go way back in the back of the book. She told me her son is in the back of 75. I ain't got that for you yet.
I mean, and that's the thing. So now it helps when you're looking at that and say, okay, let me see if this game worth going to. And it's a lot of the games. Every team has that's in the top 10 or so has a particular date that if you able to, you want to be in the building to watch that particular game. A lot of those games have already taken place. I'm looking at some of the dates, ones that are upcoming. Hey, Elkins is going to play Manville on December the 2nd. That's this week. Yeah. Elkins and Manville, December the 2nd. That's a key game to see. Elkins, which has Jacoby Osborne, and then you have Manville with Jamari McDowell. Osborne is an 11th grader who's one of the top 11th graders in the area. I'm loving the way he plays. He's one of those guys that can fill up a stat sheet. But those are other than that. Speaking of other games last night, speaking of putting up a shut up, Port Arthur Memorial had opened the season 5 or 6-0. They visited Summer Creek, left there with a 27 piece on the head. It's not bad for Port Arthur Memorial. It just let them know you got work to do. Okay. Summer Creek they're better than you right now. And it just goes to let you know that you just as good as you thought you were, you have work to do, Port Arthur Memorial, because if you was to advance out of this region, which guess what? I haven't looked at the brackets. Remember, I told you it's 2 teams, Thurgood Marshall, Manville. Let's say what if how do they both on the same side of the bracket? What if they both got to meet up in the 3rd round? I don't know yet. I'm just guesstimating. Then one of them has to knock each other out. And then every playoffs has room for at least 1 to 4 huge upsets. So guess what? That thing could be wide open. A team like Port Arthur Memorial, who's still 5A, could mess around and benefit from somebody else's mishaps. Another team, Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek they picked up a good road win over Cy Ranch without Jalen Bernard. He signed with Longwood. He's an athletic. He's had a really good summer and surged on back up the charts after missing most, if not all, of last season with a leg injury. This young man right here has got it out the mud, got his scholarship, didn't wait, play around, committed, signed. Guess what? And now anything that's an injury is preventive maintenance on top of whatever the healing process. Because you're not going to go, he don't have to go out there and play on top of an injury. You want to make sure you don't you don't hurt anything seriously, you heal. What they call it back in the day, rest and recover. Rest and recover. And that's what he's doing. They won 57-46. Speaking of injuries, hell, Shadow Creek, their best player went down. Is he out for the year?
Done.
Bryce Jackson.
Done.
For the whole year.
Yeah.
So he's done for the whole season. Ain't no red shirts in high school, baby.
Mm-mm.
This young man here was ranked in the top 3 or 4 in the area.
Yeah.
And just like that, during fall ball.
No, in practice.
Oh, in practice. Yeah, in practice. The day before the game. That's what it was.
Thursday.
The doggone day before the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was going that hard when he suffered a season-ending injury.
Just stepped on somebody's foot.
So they're limping and trying to piece it together because he was such a valuable piece of their system.
Absolutely.
6'5", 6'4", 6'5"-ish, could play on that team in their program. He's playing the 1 through the 4. Yeah. For real.
Yeah, would block a shot, would do everything for the team.
And so I got one right on the money. If you guys, we talking about games, we just tune in Chop Shop on rcssports.com. Yesterday was the first installment of our annual installment of predicting, of giving you top games to see each day, and then giving up projections of what one of the teams will win or lose by. That's what, been doing it for over 15 years now on rcssports.com. So in the first, and I wait a little while to after the Thanksgiving holidays because it gives an opportunity for me to kind of see certain teams, to kind of get a pulse of certain teams, and I can get a better idea on what they can do. You said one game, I wanted to delete it. Remember, I told you when we found out the Second Baptist in St. John's, I said immediately, I said, man, we found out that Sebastian Williams Adams was not going to play. He's ranked in the top 3 in his class, in that potent class of 2025. He's not playing. Preventive maintenance, rest and recovery situation with him. It's not load management. It's resting and recovering because you get a little nagging injury. And some people say, no. You need to rest. And you know what happens nowadays? And you notice nowadays it's like yesteryear. If you got a nagging injury and you take your ass to the doctor, you ain't playing. You know what the doctor gonna tell you? Recommend, write on the thing, recommend you rest and get off that leg for 10 days, get off that leg for 1 week, ice it. That doctor's gonna cover his ass. So if you got an injury and it's a minor one, if you go to that doctor, you basically don't even want to play. If you want to play, you better just go to the team physician or go to go underground or something. You go to the regular doctor, they're not going to let you play. And that's what happens in a lot of these situations. I like who's that? St. Francis and Episcopal. That's the one last night featuring Nigel Walls. I don't have the score, the results from that one, but the final was 64-57. Justin Big plays for Episcopal. That's close. That means I picked St. Francis to win that by 7. The final score was 64-57. Right on the money. First time got.
You know what's something funny? Y'all just said, and I just let it go because but I'm saying, if you go to the doctor, right? And Karen Rose just said, if you go to the doctor, it's 10 days. Don't the doctor know a little bit more than what we know? So y'all rather than play and get injured further than to go to the doctor and see what's going on? That's what it sounds like to me. Because you said when you go to the doctor, you know you ain't playing. But if you go to the doctor, you want to see what's wrong. Could there be further damage?
No, I said if you had a minor or nagging little
What's
injury.
a minor or nagging injury?
Let's say if
sprained thumb?
That could be minor.
I'm not going to doctor for a sprained thumb.
I'm just saying, but some people do.
Yeah.
If some people do. If it's been, it ain't
I
healed,
just don't believe in not going to doctor. I just don't believe it.
They got one young man that I know for sure
Uh-huh.
that has his wrist has been aching. Now, mind you, it's his right hand, but his wrist aching. But he's been scoring 25 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
True story. They had a doctor's appointment scheduled for Monday. If he goes to that certain doctor, his wrist hurt. That doctor gonna tell him not, and they supposed to play it on like Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. That doctor gonna say don't play. Rest, ice it. That's what I mean. It's a little nagging injury that's been ongoing. It can't be nothing serious because you're still able to dribble that ball. It ain't like you just tape it up.
No, you just gotta might have a high tolerance for pain.
After a game, it's hurting back again. They tape it up when they put the tape on it first like a wristband.
You might have a high tolerance for pain. That don't mean ain't nothing wrong in there. Y'all.
It could be something wrong. But I'm just saying, if you go to that doctor is going to sideline you.
Yeah, I want to know what the hell going on.
And so that means, guess what? If you made it this far, I might wait 2 more weeks and go to the doctor during the Christmas break. Unless you just can't do without that pain. I'm waiting to the Christmas break. It's like certain guys in the league is similar. Certain guys
different in the league, Jimmy.
But it's a different thing you're playing for the most part.
No.
But for some people, the willingness to compete and it's something that's inside. Some people say, man, let's tie this up. Let's get this. I want to play. Then some are like, let's go.
But you have to, that's why they say you got to protect the athlete from themselves. Of course they want to play. They're not doctors. They want to play. But sometimes people have to complain. Don't you know them dudes don't want to go out to get, them dudes and got knocked silly. What's my man named Tua? He got knocked silly. Stumbling all over the place trying to get back up there and play. You got to protect them from themselves, man. Boy, you kill these people out here, man. Kids out here. Man, talk about minor. Yeah, the jam thumb, jam finger, I'm playing with that all day. If I find out it's messed up later, I'm taping them things up. But that's why if you go look, if y'all watch the telecast, look at Deion. If you watch Deion's hands, look at his fingers. Watch Isaiah Thomas' hands.
They messed all up.
Look at his fingers. See how nice them fingers are? Because I went to the doctor. Look at Sam Mitchell. Fingers. I mean, their fingers look like they come from I don't know. So, but guess what, Jimmy? Get what they were saying. Man, just tape me up. I want to play. But it's permanent damage, man. Like we had a choice of, I think that one of the metatarsal, but one of the metals in this my son's hand. And I never forget the dude said, you can allow it to heal naturally. It's going to take a long time. Or you can get the operation and correct it now so he won't have this problem down the road. And I said, man, fix that thing. I don't care. Fix it. We'll be out. Fix it. And that was what in senior season. Fix that thing, man. Let's get it. I don't want the kid to walk around looking all flicked, hand looking all crazy. But I mean, yeah, Booger McFarland. Oh my God, Booger McFarland. Oh my goodness, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, look like his hand's been stepped on. But that's a good thing. That's a good. So, anything else out there? What else?
Yeah, man. Last night, while the high school action was going on, guess where I was at? Guess what I was watching?
What you was watching? World Cup.
I was watching the #1 college basketball team in the country successfully validate their #1 ranking, and that's the University of Houston.
I wasn't going nowhere near that ass whooping. I already knew I wasn't going to eat wasted ass.
But I went for a different purpose. I went to be present in the historical platform that this game stood for, and that is coaches against racism. So I knew they was playing the HBCU, and and each one of those Power Fives or those schools are playing a HBCU in this trilogy of I wouldn't say triple header. One game here, and I think the other two games are coming up at Delmar or something.
If I know it would have been a cause, I would have went. I didn't know nothing about the cause.
And so that was my main thing. I figured the game wasn't going to be, but that atmosphere in that doggone Fertitta Center is always jumping. That thing is always jumping, man. You always leave there with more energy than when you walked in the building, watching the game in there. Like I say, hey man, Adam, JVR Francis did it again. He did it again, man.
What do you do?
I'm giving you the stat line. I saw it with my own eyes, and it's going to be hard to keep him off the court. I understand the opposition wasn't no lottery picks or ain't nobody on the draft board on this other team, but JVR Francis is a reserve. So playing against older guys as a reserve, that levels it out. He played 16 minutes. He was 5 for 5 from the field. He had 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 11 punts. Once again, in 16 minutes. It's 11, 8, 3. In 16 minutes. He was active. No fouls. That's the thing that's been his Achilles heel. JVR would find himself in foul trouble, going after, not going for the head fake on the other end, going over somebody, getting too anxious. And this is what I'm looking at. Then, of course, the team bust the clock out. I thought we was going to get free Big Macs or something. Back in the days, the team bust the clock, you get something,
That's pro basketball.
I'm looking, but the Cougars used to do it too. They had some things back in the days. They used to get some stuff. They bust the clock. But 100-52 was the final score. So in this game, once again, I'm looking at the leading score for Norfolk State, right, was a young fella, young fella named Joe Bryant, right? So Joe Bryant is their leading scorer. He came in averaging like 13 and a half. And he's a senior. So that means he's about 22 to 23 years old. Once again, what I'm watching with this Cougar team is whoever's the opponent's leading scorer, what is he going to do against U of H, who advertises their ability to contain most teams below their averages? So he averaged 13.5. This game, he only had 7. He was 1 for 8 from the field.
I got a question. You watched the game, right?
Yeah.
Was he just missing shots?
Well, out of those 8, a couple shots you wide open, but your rhythm is off because you fought so hard to get open. You're not normally getting the opportunity when you want to get it and where you want to get it. So that means a lot of times, a lot of kids, if you watch them on the court, it almost feels like he had touched the ball in about 3 minutes. He the leading scorer. A guy might have looked him out. Next time that dude touched the ball, what you think he gonna do time he get it? He already got in his mind. I get this ball, I'm shooting this thing. I'm shooting it. So you don't put yourself in that mental state. It happens to a lot of guys. Man, this dude just shot 2 in a row. Look me out. I'm shooting it next time. This guy didn't. I'm shooting it next time.
He had 5 or 6 free throws, so he wasn't too damn nervous.
He had free throws. The whole team didn't hit but 1 3-pointer, I think, the whole night. They were awful from behind the arc. And remember, the Cougars, they guard that perimeter. They guard that arc. And what Kevin Sampson said in the press conference after the game last night was the fact that he said, let me tell y'all something. This is why you got to love Coach Sampson. He said, this was a message to everybody. He said, this Sunday was our first time all season practicing offense. for a whole practice. You know what I'm saying? You go through some sets in,
Yeah, he's just been piecing it by piece. Yeah.
This was the first Sunday, was their very first, according to Coach Sampson, was the University of Houston's very first practice. With the whole practice was offense. He said it had been defense. They've had whole practices defense more so than off. Then they put some stuff in to go over some 2-minute drills, go over last inbound, different that. But so now, I guess that I take that as a hint to expect to see a more uptick offense from the Cougars. Also from that bench, I mentioned Javier Francis. Guess what, Adam? Arsenault played well again. Understand, it was a 50-point blowout. So the minutes are going to be deceptive. He played 23 minutes, but he played well. Arsenault, one thing I didn't see, I didn't ask. Adam, you might want to.
What was Ramon at?
Ramon Walker, DNP, on a 50-point game. Ramon Walker has to be hurt. I think he has to. I didn't even look down. He has to be hurt. Oh, yeah. Know why? Because that walk on that Bilal talked about 2 days ago when he came on the Chop Shop, Bilal Badley.
He played.
Little Elvin. Elvin came in there, man. He the little opium team. And the crowd went berserk. Get him the ball. He got the ball, took a shot. He missed his first one. Took another shot, hit that thing. A step, he gave him the pop, gave him a 1, 2, 3.
Don't say what you wanted to say. Gave him a James Harden. You just couldn't come out your mouth, did you? Gave him a James Harden.
No, the next shot he took about 2 possessions later, or 1 possession later, he put him on number 13 down and gave a dude behind that 3-point line. He stepped so smooth into that 3-pointer. It was, that kid there, he definitely that was worth it. And see, this is why when you walk on and you're rooting and you providing that energy on the bench, and because one day, if you're rooting good enough and your team kicks somebody, is out there far enough, coach is going to put somebody in. He's going to take them guys out at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Took them guys out, put him in. He hit, 5 minutes, but he had, guess what? 5 points in 5 minutes. No turnovers. Even got a steal, Hatter. Okay. Karen Brooks called him up Opie. So that's the thing on that. And also, man, what happened to Baylor last night? I saw the score on the screen.
Snot beat out of. They
were down by 25 at the half.
Dude, them dudes came out there and punked Baylor. That's all. Bust them right in their mouth with that Shaka Smart stuff that they wouldn't let him do at Texas. He got the kind of dudes he needed to, came and out physical them and bust them clean in the mouth. That's all. And Baylor don't have nobody to respond like that. That's all. That's all that happened.
That was an ugly game. Ugly game for Baylor, an ugly loss to Marquette, who was previously unranked. They will probably be one of the first teams in when the next pending no losses when the updated rankings come out on Monday. Now, mind you, because Marquette has lost 2 games this season, but one of them was to Purdue. And I think Purdue didn't Purdue whip Duke's ass this past weekend?
Purdue ain't playing no game.
So that's a credible, and that was a 5-point loss. And then they also lost by 1 possession to Mississippi State. So
Purdue ain't playing no game, Doc.
So that's, but one thing about it, Shaka Smart, he figured out the Big 12 on that one. And guess what? Like I say, he had faced his team, this Baylor team. He knows kind of like this, or he, to some degree, the psyche or the approach that Scott Drew is coming with. So he was ready for it. You're right. And at home, jumped right on those guys like they stole something. But Baylor gave up over 50 points in the first half. Uncharacteristic of the Baylor Bears.
I dare to play no basketball last night. Well, look, Keezus, Bama's Mark Sears, Javon Quinlan, and Charles would be in town.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, they coming to Houston to get their head tore off?
Yeah, they're going to play the Cougars on the 10th.
Oh.
Say, Alan, You got that Baylor, you got the Alabama sweater on right now. You and Keith
No,
looking
this
on like you
TSU, man.
okay. I want to make sure. Say it then with your chest. Then
That's
go
TSU.
tight. Say it with your chest.
TSU.
So we might have to make a little something with old Keeges and old Michael Smith. We have to put something on the line.
I got something for them. Yeah, that's easy. They don't want y'all. Wait a minute. Hold up, Keith. Y'all don't want none of these problems. The Scott Street Bullies.
This ain't North Carolina. These ain't North Carolina you playing against.
Y'all don't want these problems.
It ain't gonna be no 4 overtime on this one right here. This and that is definitely the Cougars. It will be December the 10th. But first order of business, I think Rossi Karen has his event this weekend up in Fort Worth, and University of Houston will be playing up there on a doubleheader. I know the ad somewhere in the magazine. I just thought about it. I don't remember who's on the card.
TSU going to Vegas in a couple of weeks.
They going to Vegas?
Yeah, they're playing this classic, Las Vegas Classic.
Who they gonna play against?
North Carolina A&T and Hampton. So I guess it's some HBCU events.
There it is. Texas A&M playing Boise State at 6 p.m. and Houston Cougars are playing St. Mary's at 8:30. That's up in Fort Worth on the 3rd of December. And that's I was looking at this in the ad. They got the spread in the magazine. So shout out to that, man.
Hey, Jim, look at Rod Wells telling us something. Rod Wells, you must didn't see our show in the beginning. Houston Cougars sold out all the games. All their home games sold out, Rod Wells, not just the December the 10th game.
Yeah, that's why we was telling you guys the other day on how some of the students can get tickets.
Yeah.
In certain
it's sold out for the general public.
Yeah, it's sold out. You definitely you got to go to the black market and get those tickets.
I'm gonna answer that question for Thaddeus Moody. He asked the question: do you think the absence of Jerome Tang? Absolutely. Absolutely, the absence affected the Baylor. Absolutely.
But yeah, Jerome Tang has remember he's the only coach on the staff that was still there that was when Scott Drew arrived. Mm-hmm. So Jerome Tang had been at Baylor since almost 20 years. And part of that culture, he helped create, help establish. He put the ingredients in the pot.
Absolutely, it affected.
So, and if you saw Tang, the amount of positive energy that he exhibits on a daily basis, man, on and off the court, and you can see it spilling over to Kansas State. They're undefeated right now. If you hadn't paid attention, they're undefeated. Kansas State, they're about 6-0 right now, and they're going to be a problem at home in the Big 12. This isn't that ordinary win anymore. I mean, this is going to be like yesterday, like a few years back when Kansas State was definitely a power player. But shout out to Tang, man, Uric Malachi on that staff, and they getting it done early on. And what happens is if you keep winning, kids are going to pay attention, and you're going to end up getting 1 or 2 from out of that transfer portal, and you're going to keep moving forward. And that's the thing. Yeah, thanks. Status move. They're 6-0 right now. And so that's it, man. And other than that, who else we got in the SWAC? Who we got in the SWAC tonight, Al?
Man, I ain't looking at the SWAC, man. Let me see, man. SWAC been messing me up, man. I know what's gonna happen this weekend. Hey, the SWAC football championship, Jackson State.
Yeah, they're playing Southern in football this Saturday, and all eyes, that whole game is going to be hijacked by Deion Sanders.
PV. I'm sorry. Go on. Sorry.
By Deion Sanders and his Colorado stuff. It's going to be. Trust me. The whole thing is going to be. Every conversation is going to be directing or darting towards whether Deion is going to stay or whether he should stay or not. And but anyway. But that's Southern.
PV play Rice tonight, Jimmy. PV play Rice
in
tonight.
Basketball, they play at Rice tonight.
FAMU play Florida, and Pine Bluff play The Air Force Academy.
And Pine Bluff play Air Force. That PV and Rice game,
Yeah.
let me tell you something.
That should be a good one.
That's a real tricky game for Rice at home. PV, you know one thing is I'm noticing Byron Smith is throwing in different guards and different rotations. Trey Wesley started the other night. He went from not playing at all to starting and playing over 30 minutes in the game the other day. And so, but at the same time, that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing, because once guys, you haven't found their rhythm in the symmetry in their offense yet, or in their system yet with those guys, still trying to looking for the perfect beat.
So Rice is the favorite.
Rice should be the favorite, but it's close. It's probably close.
4.5 points.
That's two. Yeah, that's close.
Why would Rice be the favorite? Because of what? Why?
You at home. You have a winning record. You haven't lost at home this year, and if you're the Owls, and that would be one of the things. Then Prairie View, like I say, has been shaky in regard to the you don't know. You know, you started Doc Nelson some game, you start Trey Wesley some game. I forgot the other little guard that transferred in. So it's like, who's their go-to guy? Gambrell, he gets to come home and play. That's cool for him. Jeremiah Gambrell. So for Prairie View to win this game, Gambrell has to go and log and drop at least 23 points in this game against Rice. He got at least pull 23. That's my over and under for Prairie View to win this game. And so other than that, man, we just time to slide down Dino's back, yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. On Women Rock Wednesday. I'm tripping. But we thank you guys that you haven't shared the show yet. Share the show to your pages, share the show to your timelines. We need you to do so. Also, yesterday, if you missed the show, I was proud to let you guys know about the Hick sticks, and I think I may have one. I may have one right here, so you guys, Hick sticks, and we have placed them in. These are my new line of cigars, Hannah. Check this out.
You know I ain't smoking no
cigars.
I
gotta see this stuff. You gotta see this right here. I did this on my own. I did this on my own. Sam said, "Who did that?" I said, "I did that, Sam. Watch this right here.
Hey, Tina, I ain't seen Tina all day. She hadn't popped up the whole day.
Y'all make sure to watch Tina tonight. We're gonna tell you what y'all need to do tonight. If y'all sitting at home, y'all check old Tina out. Meanwhile, I had to pull it out. These things yesterday during the show, Adam. That was a brand new cigar bar that's opening up. They're doing construction in a restaurant. They're opening it up like in 3 weeks. But the cigar bar is open right now. They were watching the Chop Shop, and I ain't saw this guy. I heard of him. He knows me from way back, and it was like it contacted me after the Chop Shop. Say, we heard you. We saw you with your sticks. We got a cigar bar opening. Would you like to bring your sticks in here and sell them out of our store? I say, hell yeah. I'll be there in an hour. And I canceled all my plans. Went right over to, it's called The Den. THE, The Den. It's located about 2 blocks on Alameda from the Turkey Leg Hut. They have a whole block. It's a restaurant and a cigar bar. And it's looking nice the way the building on the inside. It kind of reminds me of if you go inside Kiss, the restaurant Kiss, that's what it kind of looks like on the inside of this. And this is right here is black owned. Kiss is not the one in Houston.
I thought it was.
No.
Okay. Somebody told me it was.
No, you got the black might got the finger in the pot. They're the one in Houston. So that's the flyer for the Hick sticks. You guys can go.
Medium strength. Okay.
Yeah.
Rapper Maduro.
And Maduro is top shelf.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nicaragua. Hey, besides Cuba, Nicaragua is the best sticks in the land, in the world, besides Cuba. And this right here is a good stick. It's a good stick. You guys, Understand? So if you want to get your stick, we have them at the Den. That's 4606 Alameda. They're open till like 9 o'clock this evening. You go right into the cigar port, 4606. It's right across the street from where that chicken place is. They got a little chicken place on the corner of Blodgett and Alameda. It's right there across the street. They occupy that whole building that they're building. You'll see people doing work in the back. They have a VIP room, all that. Now, meanwhile, if you wants to mail you the sticks, we will put them in the mail. You simply go to the Cash App, $RCS Sports, or you send an email or a DM me, and we get you the info how you can get yours. You send the stuff, we take them and put them in the bags and send them on to you guys in the mail. But that's Hicks Sticks, and I mean, this is my new endeavor. I'm proud of this stuff, man. I'm proud of it. You know, you think of something, you create something, and you see it come to fruition. And I just started messing with these things. You know, I've never been a smoker in my life, never smoked cigarettes, never been a weed smoker. I've never been a cigar smoker, but mainly because 2 or 3 times I tried to smoke them when I was younger. I messed around and inhaled, didn't know no better. So they made me sick. And that's what you think, you don't inhale. So then I started back messing around with them. And now I'm becoming a aficionado of sticks. And so now you guys guess what? So support Hicks Sticks, get you one. They'll make great holiday gifts. Great holiday gifts. Somebody in your family, light them up, get that.
No, I ain't like Sandra talking about Mexico got some good stuff too. It just ain't legal.
Yeah, I see it now. And so
right, we out of here, man.
So we up out of here, man. See, and y'all make sure you go and check out old Tina tonight.
Right.
What's the name of the show? Girls Love Sports 2, right? Girls Love Sports 2. Check out old Tina Jackson and for all you ladies that way y'all can congregate together and talk about some good sports. She's feeling good because them 49ers. The 49ers won again. And
hold up, Jimmy. Here we go. Watch this. Hold up. I keep that in the chamber for you, Tina. I keep that in the chamber for you.
Yeah, we showing you some love down in Texas, man, for old Tina, man. Y'all support her on Wednesday evenings, man. Remember, that's East Coast times. Those times on there are East Coast times, not times in the Pacific or the Central time zone. But anyway, guys, that's a wrap for the day. We'll see you guys on tomorrow. Got a special guest going to join us from tomorrow. Be prepared for that. They got we're gonna have movie tickets for a private screening that we'll give out to a lot of you guys on tomorrow as well. So give you something to do. I think that movie screening, I want to say, is on Sunday evening. So if you're not doing anything, you come on, watch, and invite somebody back tomorrow, watch the Chop Shop, and we all can fellowship on Sunday evening. But anyway, guys, shout out to Miss Karima Williams. That she go over there. She gave us a piece to us.
What's up, Miss Karima?
Yeah, shout out to Miss Karima. And we almost went to the game, man. We know what baby boy wasn't playing. Let us know when he's returning so that I can go and check him out over at St. John's. Sebastian Williams Adams. He's one of the top players in the United States that's among the 10th graders currently. I see you, shout out to Corey. I see you, Freight. I got my baby Sandra and my beautiful bride. And I'll see you this evening. But anyway, man, we got to get up out of here, man. Peace. We got to run. Shout the show on the way out the door. Chop shop.
Don't roll tide.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop.